Have you ever dreamed of living on a sailboat, of chasing the horizon and waking up in wild anchorages and letting the wind carry you from one island to the next? Then this episode is for you. We're anchored off Sotavento Beach on the east side of Fuerteventura, and today everything aligns. The wind, the light, and that unmistakable feeling of freedom. But like with all good things in sailing, there's always a little hiccup waiting around the corner. So if you're curious what this lifestyle is really like, the beauty and the bumps, let's untie the lines. We're leaving the anchorage Sotavento here on Fuerteventura, and we're just doing a tiny little hop around the corner all the way to the south of Fuerteventura because it was getting a little rolly. We did have a nice system set up where Flo was running a line through the chain, and then we tied it to the aft of the boat so we could point into the waves, having actually the wind 20-25 knots directly on the side of the boat, but it was holding super well because it was completely sandy bottom and shallow water, so it worked really well. But still it was getting a little choppy, and the wind was picking up every day. So now we're sailing to an anchorage that I don't know what it's called. It's next to Morro Jable, just right in the south of the island. And we're having a beautiful day. It's perfect sailing conditions. We have between 10 and 12, 13 knots, and we're cruising along nicely. It's kind of cute. The dogs are sitting on the same bench and they're like full body contact. In the beginning of the journey, they were like both being completely different spots on the boat. And now look at them. I'm not sure. Boa's look is saying like, seriously, we're moving again? No, I think she's doing fine. And the captain?
Well, the captain is sailing, which is quite easy today. The wind is not too strong, but strong enough.
Easy breezy.
Yeah, not too many waves.
You gonna catch a fish?
And I'm going to start fishing as soon as I have somebody to steer the boat.
I wonder who that might be. The autopilot? We did catch a beautiful bonito on the way here, and we had some sushi and a mixture of, well, it was a mixture between a tartare and what's it called, ceviche. It was really good. So hopefully we're gonna catch another one because we didn't film any of it. Anyways, I guess I better take over steering so the captain can throw the line in. And fingers crossed. As you can tell, the temperatures are finally up a little bit, which is beautiful. Even Flo has managed to go for a swim. That means it's kind of warm already. But yeah, we had extremely clear water in Sotavento in the anchorage, so it was beautiful to go for a swim or multiple swims during the day, and it was a fairly easy landing with the paddleboard with the dogs. So we've been enjoying some happy cruising days, and when it's like that, it's easier to get some work done. The motivation is up, so that's been a really beautiful energy booster that we've had here in this anchorage. What was also nice in Sotavento is that there is a really large beach that the dogs can just romp around on, and you can walk for miles, and especially in the mornings and in the evenings, it's extremely beautiful. And you usually have all the beach for yourself. When you live on a sailboat, the highs are intensely high and the lows equally deep. There's very little in between. It's a life of extremes where even a short sail can stir up a full spectrum of emotion. And today, the sun is out and the wind is steady and the boat slices through the waves with ease. It feels like someone plugged a fast charger into my soul and I'm soaking up every drop of joy. I feel completely alive. This is what I dreamt about back when I was still stuck in my rigid office job in Hamburg, working on my plan to break free. It's surely not always like this, but when these moments come, they remind me of exactly why I chose this path. A life that's raw and intense and deeply present. If you've ever chased a dream that pulled you out of your comfort zone, I'd love to hear what that moment of aliveness looks like for you. Let me know in the comments.
Seid ihr die neuesten, besten Freunde eigentlich? Kuschelt ihr jetzt immer?
We're coming around a little tip of southern Fuerteventura and we're sailing wing on wing. And we have 2 fishing lines out. And sometimes the waves are pulling on them and we're like, ah! I'm thinking, sailing wing on wing, doing, well, we're only doing 4 knots? That's not faster. And then catching 2 fish, that'd be a YouTube video and a half. As we reach our destination, it's time to take in the sails. Flo and I move in sync, and I feel grateful for how well we're working together. It's another little gem that makes this day so special. Soon after, we drop the hook at Playa de las Coloradas, a wild and rugged bay at the southern tip of Fuerteventura. The raw beauty of this place matches the rest of the day, untamed and full of promise, waiting to be explored. We're like anchored on top of the breaking waves. I shit you not. We're laying in bed and it was so loud. And then I came out and there's like this massive break just off the boat. There's a couple of sets that are like rolling below the boat and then they're breaking, I'd say 1.5 boat lengths from us. Question is, who's taking the dogs to shore? I think we might go into the harbor. The landing on the beach was getting a little bit too rough. So we're trying our luck in the marina now. As you can tell from some previous video snippets, the island is pretty arid and there isn't much growing. But here in the little village of Morro Jable, with the little houses and people have little gardens in front, you can see a ton of really cool different plants that are growing here. You can tell that all of the plants are built for longer periods with not so much water. Morro Jable is a cozy harbour town of just over 8,000 residents, stretching along a white sandy beach lined with restaurants and bars. We only stayed long enough for an ice cream though before heading back, too worried about leaving the boat alone for longer in the sketchy wave situation at the nearby anchorage. We just wanted to get out of the way of the break a little bit because it was getting a little close, so wanted to go backwards a little bit, but forgot that we had the paddleboard aft. So now the rope got into the prop and the prop stalled. I was at the helm and I was just very lightly in reverse, and then I could feel the engine going dunk, 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 dunk. And I know that sound, unfortunately, from my own boat, because I've had that happening in the storm once at anchor. But Flo's saying it's not that bad. Knife it in. Well, it looks like it is taking a little longer than expected, and yeah! And we are getting closer to the brakes. Ready?
Motor anmachen bitte.
Yeah. Okay.
Lenkrad geradeaus bitte.
Uh-huh.
Einlegen, 10 Sekunden laufen lassen, wieder ausmachen.
I don't like that. People in the water with the engine running. Flo managed to free the prop from the tangled line, and with that little drama behind us, we picked up anchor to escape the sketchy waves. We hopped over to Morro Jable, where we stayed 2 more nights before setting our course for the next island, Gran Canaria. But more about that next week.